Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope you're well. So, today I'm going to talk about how to get into real estate using stocks. And so, they're called REITs, Real Estate Investment Trusts. And with the REITs, they pay 90% of the profit. So, whatever their profit is, 90% is going out to the shareholders. However, the only issue with that is that you don't truly know what their profit is. You're depending on them to tell you what their profit is, and then they pay you 90% of that. So that's how REITs work. You're getting 90% of their profits. So hopefully they will tell you the real profit that they get. So that is REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. Real Estate Investment Trusts, they don't go high like regular stocks do, like from 0 to 200,000. It's more consistent with REITs. It's like a consistent payout, and it's kind of like cash flow because this is real estate that you are investing in, but you're just doing, instead of owning physical property, you're owning the stocks. So the investing is more like cash flow. They're often monthly payments, and this is for long term. So this is a buy and hold strategy, like 5, 20 years. Like I said before, it's just consistent payouts, and they will be small, itty bitty payouts depending on how much you're putting in. So, say for example, you put $1,000 in, then you're not going to be getting that much out, to be truthful with you. So, it depends on how much you put in is how much you're going to be getting out with REITs, real estate investment trusts. So to give you some examples of some top REITs, Stag is one. It's STAG, and what they are industrial warehouse. So this is Amazon, for example, e-commerce distribution centers. So they pay out about 3.19%. So that is one example of a REIT, STAG, STAG. You also have Regency Centers. Regency Centers is the retail shopping centers. Another example is Prospect Capital. Prospect Capital, they lend and invest to private businesses. So their rate is around 8.54%. So 8.54% of whatever you put in there. So that's how REITs work. There's another REIT called Realty. This is your Home Depot, 7-Eleven, 24-hour fitness. That's an example of a REIT called Realty. Another one is Duke Realty. So REITs, when you buy into REITs, what you're buying into is you're actually buying into the physical building without doing any labor. So REITs go into all different categories. By buying into a REIT, you're buying into the shopping centers. You could choose one that is categorized into shopping centers. You could choose office buildings. You could choose retail centers, cell towers, land, cybersecurity. So there are different REITs that you can get into. The thing with the REITs is that you want to make sure that you stay on top of what is going on in the news and the media and the world around you. So, say for example, with the pandemic, this pandemic that lasted about 2 years or longer, where people were no longer buying normally, like people weren't going into shopping malls and office buildings. So, say for example, you bought a REIT that was primarily a shopping mall. Well, in that instance, that would not be a good situation for you. So, one example of a shopping mall REIT is Simon Property Group. So, their category is all of the major shopping malls. So, that REIT dropped by 28% in the last half decade. So in that case, getting a REIT that is categorized in a shopping mall, because of everything that is going on in the world, would not have been quite a good idea. It would have been, you would have been better off just being in an index fund. So, like I said before, the REITs, they fall into the different categories: shopping centers, office buildings, retail centers, cell towers, land, cybersecurity. So, when you buy into a REIT, you are actually buying into these physical buildings. You are a part owner, and you are just receiving these dividends. Depending on how much you put in, is how much you would get out. So, being a owner in STAG, you would get out about 3.19% of what you put in. Being an owner in a REIT Prospect Capital, you would get about 8.54% of whatever you put in. And so you would actually see the amount that you get, because they pay you on a monthly basis, and you would actually be able to see the amount that you're getting paid every month with your eyes. So it wouldn't be a mystery to what you're getting paid, because you would see that every month. So, say for example, you put $100 into Prospect Capital. So you could expect to get 8.54% of that $100. So that's how REITs work. You put in a small amount, you're going to get a small amount out. And if you invest in things, you have to be careful what you're investing in. Like I said before, if you invested in shopping malls right in the middle of the pandemic, you would have been better off just getting an index fund, because people were not at the shopping malls. So, if you could see what I mean, REITs is another way that you can get into real estate by using stocks. REITs, real estate investment trusts. And again, the REITs pay 90% of their profits. So, with the REITs, like I said before, you don't see the skyrocketing in price. The purpose of REITs is just to have a consistent, steady uh, flow of earnings. And it works similar to cash flow, similar to having a tenant in a property. So you're getting this monthly cash flow from your REIT, and you can see your earnings every month. So that is the REITs, the real estate investment trust. That is another way that you can get into real estate without actually owning real estate. Getting into some of these REITs like STAG, for example, STAG, Regency Centers, Prospect Capital, Duke Realty, Land, Simon Property Group. Those are a few REITs, just to name a few. And then they go into the different categories: shopping centers, office buildings, retail centers, cell towers, land, cybersecurity, to name a few. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice. This is just for educational, informational purposes only. So I'm not telling you to invest in REITs, and I'm not telling you what REITs to invest in. This is just to bring it to your attention, some ways that people choose to diversify their portfolios. And again, what you put in is what you get out. You put in a small amount, you're getting a small amount out. You put in a large amount, then get a large amount out. And then you have to be careful where you invest according to what is going on in the media and what is going on in the world. It's kind of like making sure that you have a tenant in a physical property, making sure you have a tenant in the physical property that will pay you rents. So if there's no one in the shopping malls, there is no one in there paying you rents. If there's no one in the office buildings, there's no one in there paying you rent. So keep an eye out on what's going on in the media and in the world is important when it comes to investing in things like the REITs, real estate investment trust. But this is an additional way to diversify your portfolio. And a lot of people do choose to diversify their portfolio using REITs, real estate investment trusts. This is the Love and Money Show. If you like the show, please hit the like button. It helps the channel. Please hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You're subscribing for business ideals. I bring people onto the show and I interview them. They have successful businesses and they come on to the show to share their business ideals with you. So hit subscribe. Also, before you leave a comment below. Let me know, what do you think about REITs? Do you own REITs? And what do you think about REITs? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your nights.